In some countries, drugs are cultivated because they are very expensive and are high in demand. That's why drug trafficking across the world is rampant. Poppy in Afghanistan and marijuana plants are grown in large fields in many countries, despite the ban on their cultivation. Here are the top 10 most drug-addicted countries in the world. Number 10. Mexico. Mexico is famous and known for its meth addiction throughout the world. Mexico is also famous for not only meths, but other addiction drug exporting. Meth stands for methamphetamine and is a very toxic and slow addiction poison. The use of this drug was increased in 2010 and 2011 in Mexico and USA. Mexico is considered as the hearth of meth production, and its consumer numbering is increasing day by day, especially the number reached the top echelons in 2012. According to a survey conducted, 360,000 of the Mexican population have used meth for once at least in their lifetime. Number 9. Brazil. Brazil is mostly addicted to a drug called oxy. Oxy is still an infamous drug not much popular and frequently used around like cocaine, etc. Oxy consists of cocaine paste, gasoline, and oxides that are extremely addictive. The reason for drugs being extensively used in this region of Brazil is their inexpensiveness and more power of addiction than cocaine. Thus, Brazil in near future seems to be moving to a very jeopardized era of drug addiction due to oxy's blessings, and strong control is needed to be taken for its prevention. Number 8. United States. Americans, if not proper drugs, are consumers of them indirectly in the form of prescription pills, which 7 out of 10 Americans are estimated to consume. The pills are mostly used for meditative purposes and diagnosis of diabetes, tuberculosis, other sleep-causing drugs, antidepressants, and anti-asthmatic. Number 7. Canada. Canada is mostly addicted to a drug called cannabis, also called the pot. About 44.3% of Canadians have used this pot drug once in their lifetime. According to the recent statistics, Canada's total cannabis consumption has gone down through the last many years, especially from 2004 high, has declined up to consumption falling to 39.4% up to 2011. Drug addiction initiation starts mostly in the early teens and goes up. Canada's Drug Policy Coalition is making effective measures to reduce drug use, but still, the 223,000 regular pot users in the country are present, which is alarming for the country. Number 6. Afghanistan. Afghanistan stands at number 6 with one of the infamous drugs named heroin. The country is also the opium poppy plant cultivator in the world. About 350,000 Afghans are addicted to this drug according to a survey, and this ratio has been increasing since then. Another saddening thing that has been noticed in Afghanistan is that about 75% of the heroin-using parents also give drugs to their children, who have threatened the better future of the country. According to certain psychologists, the Afghan addiction to the drug is the result of the easy access to domestically cultivated drugs, and their being cheap, and also due to the trauma that the country has faced due to war. Number 5. Russia. The Russian are too much fond of alcohol for the past many decades, and in recent times they are much addicted to vodka. The Russian premature birth rate is much higher due to excessive alcohol use. The death toll that is off under 50s people are mostly related to the alcohol causes, liver damages due to alcohol, suicide attempts, and heart attack. These all problems are related to alcohol consumption. Number 4. Slovakia. Slovakia stands at number 4 due to excessive drug addiction. They are said to be using a large amount of toluene, a substance like paint thinner. The dangerous drug causes great damage to a person's liver, and mostly the first-time consumers die due to its immediate heinous effects. Number 3. France. France is at number 3 because the French misuse of prescription pills at much higher than that of the Americans. The reason may be the less price and cheapness of these pills along with their availability. French people use excessive pills they once used are then used frequently and have their harmful effects, but also make a person addicted. They mostly include sleeping pills, antidepressants, and other pills relating to the diagnosis of different diseases. Number 2. United Kingdom. A predicted 1.6 million people in the United Kingdom are dependent on alcohol. It is said to be famous as a drinking country. The alcohol in the United Kingdom is 4 to 5% less cheap than in the past. This may also be the reason for its high consumption. The country, surprisingly, is that's why second on the list. The alcohol also addicted have less access to treatment, and 52% of men and women consume the alcohol drug more than the recommended amount. Thus, this issue needs to be addressed seriously because it can cause great harm to the healthy ambience of the country. The country that stands on top of the list for being the most drug-addicted country in the world is Iran. Iran sadly stands as number 1 for being the most drug-addicted country. About 14 million Iranians are addicted to drugs that are alarming for the country. However, heroin is less accessible in the country, but other drugs are rampant throughout Iran. Iran border forces have greatly controlled the trafficking, but still, there is a long way of accomplishing the goal.